Good morning. I'm Xana, and we're here at SerpentSong Sanctuary in the Annapurna Garden, and it is a gorgeous, absolutely fantabulous, yeah, that's a good word, fantabulous September morning, the very 1st of September, and the garden is absolutely spectacular. So we're gonna do some harvesting today. It's gonna start getting hot. I've got a few things in the garden, like radishes that need to come out before they bolt. We've had a very, very mild summer here this year. So I was able to plant radishes in the middle of July and get a really good yield through the summer, which was really interesting. But now the weather is taking a turn for hot. So these beauties that you see, let's find one here. There's a good one. That you see all bulbed out. They're gonna flower if the temperature goes above about 75 to 80 degrees. So that's gonna happen this week, and we're gonna get these guys out of here today. All right, I just wanna get you in here on a little close up here, and look at that beauty right there. You see that? So some of these didn't get very big. I think they got a little shaded out. The instructions for planting that I got were 2 inches apart in all directions. And it seems like that was good for some, but shaded out some others. I've been harvesting these as they come to maturity. So I did get quite a few already. And I'm also quite pleased, actually, because it's not the time of year traditionally to be able to grow radishes. Usually it's a little too hot during the height of the summer. So for this to be happening even this year it's just a little icing on the cake. So here we are in the kitchen, and we brought in all of these lovely white radishes and red radishes. And right now I'm just washing them. I'm gonna process them out and get all the leaves off and make sure I don't feel any grit or dirt, because yeah, they tend to get pretty gritty, pretty dirty easily. So I'm probably gonna do a couple of washes on these and process out the radish part. I think my plan today is to make some kimchi with the white, and also I want to make a chopped salad, more of a shredded salad with white and red radish and some zucchini and some cucumber from the garden. Let me get through all of this so that we can get to the good stuff. Okay, so actually, now that I'm all done, I think I've got enough greens here for what I really can use them for. The rest I will put back to the earth, offer back to the earth as compost. I'll use some of this for dinner tonight, so we're gonna do something with that. This is what I got out of the white and red August. But I think I can get one nice jar of white radish and carrot kimchi. If I had some carrot, I can bulk it up just a little bit. And then with the smaller ones, I think I'll shred those with the red radishes and do a nice slaw with the radish and zucchini and cucumber. So we're headed out into Annapurna Garden right now to grab some cucumbers, see what kind of herbs maybe we can use for the slaw / chopped salad. I'm not really sure what to call it. It's all a giant experiment when we're in the kitchen, so, and it usually turns out pretty good. So here we are at the cucumbers, and there's a really nice one, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull that one off. It's hard to hold the phone and harvest at the same time, but we're going to try to do this. Hey, I think I got it. All right, yes, there it is. Look at that beauty. Nice salad cucumber. And then I think I have one more that I'd like to harvest. Yeah, there it is. Right there. Let's go ahead and grab this Japanese long cucumber. Yeah, that's a nice one. So the thing about being in the garden is things aren't going to be perfect, and we're not really going for perfection in look, although that is nice. We're going for flavor. So look at these guys in here. Oh my goodness. There's one hanging and there's another one. Yeah, looking really, really good. Now, I need to figure out what... Ooh, look, there's a ripe Hungarian heart. Shall we use one of those? And give it a little bit of tomato flavor. I think this, oh, that's really ready. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull that off. There we go. Look at that beauty. This is the new dill that I planted. That looks like it's already trying to go to flower. So yeah, we definitely want to use that. We will get this little guy. Go ahead and pull that. And then let's take a few more little fronds here. Trying to see what I'm doing. This is not a whole lot of dill, so we're gonna have to do an herb mixture, I think. Let's do some beautiful basil. So we'll just snap this. And when you're harvesting basil, it's really important, I don't know if you can see this here, when you snap off the part you're going to use, make sure you snap it off where you see these new little leaves here, because what that's going to do is it's going to create two more shoots, two more crowns coming off of that, and your basil will get really, really full that way too. Gorgeous. Here's another one. How about a little bit of parsley? Curly parsley is doing really good. So I'll do a little crown of that. And then I've got some lemon thyme here. That might be nice. And I think I want to get some tarragon too. That'll be nice. Add that in to our herb medley. We are going to add some really beautiful color into this with the tomato and with So marigold flowers are edible, in case you didn't know, and they look gorgeous in salads, and I'll show you how to do it. Is somebody hungry? Is somebody trying to tell me, hey, that's enough of this video stuff? Yeah, can we eat now? Can we eat now? Hi, Mamacito. Say hi. You wanna say hi to me? Hi. All right, let's go inside. All right, here we are. We are getting ready to go ahead and shred up this cucumber. I made sure that it was shreddable. And we're going to shred some zucchini and the rest of the radishes so that we can make a slaw out of this with some herbs and some maybe rice wine vinegar and a little touch of sesame oil. Get this cucumber shredded up. Okay, that makes a lot. Shredded cucumbers in an empty bowl. And empty my hopper. That's what the holes are for. Haha. Alright. And now we will do, nothing wants to come together here. All right, now we'll do the zucchini. And maybe half of this one. Little guy's gonna shred in very well, but we shall see. This off the lid. Yeah. All right. There. Looks like I've got some larger pieces. Side. Oh, that looks beautiful. Nice. Next is our herbs. Okay. Let's go over to the chopping block. Okay. Here we are at the chopping block. We are going to chop up some of these beautiful herbs and get them into the slaw. Super simple, super easy. I think we're going to go with a more Asian style. Just getting out some of the stemmy parts of the thyme, the lemon thyme. This is the tarragon, I think. That's gonna work. Yeah. So there's a few flower heads on this. So I'll just skip those. And then we have the dill as well. So I'm just gonna give this a bit of a chop. Here we are. Yum. Get smaller. All right, we're good there. Put that in. The marigold. Marigold petals are so beautiful in a salad. in this case a slaw. So all you have to do is just see this base here, just kind of pull that apart, and then you can just pull the flower petals right out of there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that smells so good. It reminds me of India. Yeah, I'm just gonna chop these really loosely because I want those bright pops of color. Wow, that's just so beautiful. Yeah, I think I'm also going to use the tomato, and let's go ahead and take that stemmy end off. Stem portion. Wow, this is a very meaty tomato. Everything in the bowl here. And it really doesn't have a lot of seeds. So Ayurvedically, tomatoes, the seeds are very heating to the digestion, so kind of irritating for the digestion. So it's good to take the seeds out when you're using tomatoes. And also, the seeds tend to make things really watery. So if you're doing salads or you're doing sauces even, the seeds will dilute whatever you're doing, but especially for salads. So getting those out is a good idea. Just a very small dice on these. I'm kind of looking forward to the contrast and texture between the shredded vegetables and the chopped tomatoes. I think that'll be really nice. All right, there we go. Now, I'm thinking for this much slaw, probably use maybe a couple of tablespoons of sesame oil. Measuring spoons. There we go. Ish. Of course. There we go. Let's get the lighter colored rice wine vinegar. If I can get the lid off. And for this, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it, because I'm gonna let this marinate for a while. There we go. Do some fresh ground pepper. Yeah. I'm going to do some Himalayan sea salt, or Himalayan salt, mountain salt, that used to be sea salt many millennia ago. So we got some Himalayan salt. Just do a good pinch of that. There we go. Wow. So pretty. Oh my goodness. Nice and light. A little zing. And the herbs are just so nice. So, little slaw action there. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then we'll start making the entree. So we're ready to put this dish together. This is going to be white and red radish greens, along with, we've got this beautiful assortment of mushrooms, brown beach mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, king trumpets, and enokis. And enoki mushrooms are really good if you want to kind of have the flavor, or not flavor, but texture of meat, but you don't want to go with meat. So we're going to use all of these mushrooms. I just happened to go to the Asian market while I was up in Seattle recently. and grabbed a bunch of mushrooms for just this possible occasion. And then I've chopped some ginger here. If you're not sure how to peel ginger, just take a knife and kind of scrape off the peeling. It's pretty easy. Kind of hard to do with one hand while I'm holding the phone, but you get the idea. It's very easy. And the peelings in Ayurveda are heating to the body, whereas the interior of the ginger, the actual meat of the ginger, is cooling. So very mild on the digestion if you peel it. And then we've got a bulb of garlic that I harvested. And let's move this knife out of the way. Got some lotus root. And again, I got it at the Asian market. And I've got some green onions. And of course, the mound of radish greens that I picked today. Chop these onions up on the bias, which makes for a nice little visual in the dish. And then I'll save the rest of these onion tops for some stock later. I'm gonna take these lotus roots and just give them, well, maybe into quarters, I think, just to keep that really pretty look. That lotus root profile, so gorgeous. The gnocchis are super easy to work with. Just cut off the bottom area with all the roots going, or I don't know if they're roots, they're going into the mycelial network of the mushroom, because of course, as you might know, the actual mushroom is only the flower of the organism. And then the beech mushrooms, also same deal, just cut off that bottom clump that comes out of the mycelium. Oh, those are so pretty. And I think with the trumpet mushrooms, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those like that, but then I'm going to slice these up. There we go. Yeah. And then the oyster mushrooms, yum. Yum. Love oyster mushrooms. There we go. Again, you're just cutting out that connecting clump. All right. So there's our mushroom. And now the ginger. No, the ginger we've got. This is garlic. It's obviously been a long day. I'm going to crush it and peel it. Cut off the little tip where it was connected to the root ball. All right, so that's all the garlic. And then we're just gonna get those good and crushed and just toss them in there just like that. All right, meet me over at the stove. Here we are. We're ready to cook. So again, I'm adding some sesame oil into the pan. I'll let that come up to heat. What I want to see is I want to start to see a little bit of a shimmer along the top of the oil, and that's going to let me know that it's a high enough temperature to really get a good sear going on, because again, we are doing more of an Asian style thing, so we don't want to overcook everything, right? There it is. There's a tiny bit of smoke coming off. Don't want too much of that happening. It can become carcinogenic if you're the oil is smoking too much. We don't want that to happen. So, alright, yep, got a little bit of bubbling going on around there. First of all, we want to put in the aromatics. So, put in the ginger and the garlic so that we can infuse that oil with the ginger and the garlic oils, basically. Get a little spoon going on here. Yeah, so I'm starting to hear that sizzle. This looks like it's really at a nice heat. I am going to add the mushrooms first. Oh, wait a minute. I can't just dump those out because I do have those gnocchis that I need to divvy up a little bit because they will just go out in one clump. We don't want that. So I'm going to divvy these up just a little bit into smaller little units. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. And then I'll cook these down a little bit. So this is our meat component. I also tend to cook vegetarian. I do eat some fish. We'll do some fish and shellfish recipes in the future. But I stay away from moving higher up on the food chain. Just so many variables these days. What is going into our food, what's going on into the animals that feed us these days can get a little scary, a little sketchy. So I keep it simple in that sense as well. These are starting to cook down nicely. Starting to see some softness here. Yes, yes. Okay. I'm going to add in the leafy parts, stems, for the most part. And I'm going to have to do these in batches because I've got so much. And it does cook down quite a bit. You'll be surprised at how much of these radish greens actually fit into this dish, into the something, once they're cooked down. Here, make sure I'm not throwing any grit on my hands. Good to go so far. Cook these down a little bit. More. We've got this. I'm going to add in just a splash of this cooking vinegar. Add in lotus root and scallion. And we're also going to add in some soy sauce. So, give that a stir. I'm going to taste it a little bit. And see what we got going on for flavor, what we need. Just some fresh cracked pepper. Fresh ground pepper. Always use fresh ground pepper when you can. So much more flavorful and aromatic. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Cut the heat off. Good to go. All right. Let me get this plated up. And here it is, the finished product. We have our stir fry of lotus root and mushroom medley and radish greens. And we have our beautiful slaw with the radishes and the zucchinis and the tomatoes and the cucumbers. And some nice garnish of hollyhock and basil. Wow, all right, I am so excited to try this. Let's dig in and see how it tastes. I've garnished the top of the radish green and 4 mushroom lotus root stir fry with some bean sprouts and chopped basil. So let's see what we got here. Yep. The radish greens are very tender now. They've taken on that flavor of the garlic and the ginger and the cooking vinegar and the sesame oil. It's all just marinated in there. And the mushrooms, so good. And now let's try the slaw. So it's had a chance to also marinate a bit in the fridge. Let's see how this tastes. Yeah, pretty good. Very bright with the rice wine vinegar, the salad vinegar, and the sesame oil there gives it just that little hint of nuttiness. And the beautiful colors with the marigold flowers. It's just so pretty. Yum. So I laid the saute out on a bed of rice. Traditional Chinese style, or Asian style actually, all over Asia. Rice is pretty much a staple. And noodles, of course. So yeah, that's it for this segment of this video. Thank you for joining me, and make sure to look for part 2 of this radish extravaganza. If you liked what you saw, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and as always, until I see you again, be nourished, be inspired, and be transformed. That's all for now. I'll see you next time. Yeah, I said not to give